Welcome to Happy Learning. Now we will see the different schools in psychology. First we will be knowing about behaviorism. In behaviorism, it is a systematic approach to understand human and the animal behaviorism. In this behaviorism study, the human behavior is a consequence of that individual's history, including reinforcement and punishment. Motivational state and controlling stimuli are seen in behaviorism. Behaviorism combines elements of philosophy, methodology, and psychological theory. And in behaviorism, it is important to inherit the behavior and relating it with environmental factors. The person who emphasized the need for study which is observable, subjective, was predicted and controlled by John B. Watson. He is the father of Behaviorism School. And coming to know about Structuralism. Structuralism was a school of thought to identify the components, the structure of the mind. The mind was the key element to psychology at this point. Structuralism believed that the way to learn about the brain and its functions was to break the mind down into more basic elements. So structuralism is related with the whole is equal to the sum of the parts. Structuralism founded the first school in psychology, focused on breaking down mental process, and the researchers tried to understand the basic elements of consciousness through the method of introspection. And the founder of this lab, psychology lab, is William Wundt. In structuralism, Edwards studies the part of consciousness experienced through introspection. Introspecting the mind, knowing about oneself. Conscious experiences are composed of sensation, feelings, and images. The introspection is the process of studying self. Through self, one examines oneself. Through that, they will be knowing and understanding about their own emotions. And the other school is functionalism. In functionalism, it is concerned with the behavior of mental abilities which we adapt with the help of our surroundings. James, a psychologist, relates it with the consciousness as ever-changing stream or flow of images which is related with sensations, or disagreeing with the structuralism process of schooling. It is totally related with the idea of natural selection. Here, Darwin's theory that evaluation favors through plants and animals best suited to their living conditions. And in functionalism, if you see, means wanted to know how the mind perceives and how the habits are formed, how the emotions were adapted, and how we are surviving to the related environment is seen totally. Starting the psychology of learning and education works out with functionalism of the brain. The school of thought of functionalism was told by William James. He defines that mental phenomena in terms of the function of man's adjustment to the environment. and it was totally influenced by Darwin's theory. So William James, in his views, what he is telling is, mind is a product of our environment. And he convinced that our behaviorism is totally adapted. Even animals also getting those type of influences. Consciousness cannot be studied. Now we will be seeing about the Psychoanalysis School. It was told by Freud and Jung. In this schooling, if you see, means it is totally related with mind investigation, especially unconsciousness. It is a theoretical method, and Sigmund Freud is the father for psychoanalysis. He empowered this theory, that is treating mental disorders by investigating the interaction of consciousness and unconsciousness element in patient mind. And he reminds us that this type of mental distractions arise by different type of fears and conflict one has in his conscious mind. Using these techniques of dream analysis and dream interpretation, or by free association, one can solve the problem of overcome the fearness within them. Sigmund Freud, much of our behavior is governed by unconscious motives and primitive biological instinct. It considered all humans basically would like to gain pleasure and avoid pain. And totally all people in this world also like that. They wish to have gain, they don't want to suffer with pain. And next we are going to see about the Humanism School. In Humanism School, if you see, means this school was started in 1950, and it is also known as the third force. This perspective mostly relates with behaviorism and the psychoanalysis. It is against that, and it tells about the observation of behavior, how it can be manipulated. Nor it should be an unconscious motivation at how to understand it through psychoanalysis. In this school, if you see, means everything we want to see in the optimistic view of human being. And it also does not deny the effect of the environment. It stresses mostly on health and actualization. And further we want to know about this humanistic psychology, means it is totally related with the views of human beings and their human potentialities. Next we will be seeing the Gestalt schooling. In Gestalt psychology, everything is seen as whole, not as part. So Gestalt, it came from the German word that means wholeness, or it is a full form or a full shape, like that. So Gestalt, totally a unified whole also we can tell over. And it tells about the visual perception a person develops when seeing an object or seeing a thing. And this theory was related by German psychologists during the year 1920. This is one of the most important schools, and this school relates about the total sum of learning, the wholeness of learning. And it was adapted during 1910. Max is an important person to adapt this, and not only Max, it was adapted by Kohler and Kofika of Frankfurt University. The schools of thought, if you see, means they believe that human mind imposes meaning to related experiences. The mind is more superior to see things in full form, but everything as seen as part. So as a human, we want to impose the meaning of related experiences, what we feel. It also advocates that the study of human behavior should be holistic. The whole is greater than the sum of the parts. Coming to nativism, nativism is totally different with other theories or other schools. In this schooling, if you see, means it is related with the inbuilt or innate determinant a person acquired within himself, what he has built within himself or what he predisposes to himself. The language acquisition is related with the predisposition of a particular person. Something here it has been told that children are biologically programmed for language acquisition also. Noam Chomsky is a person to relate this schooling, and in this schooling, if you see, means what he tells, that is the child is biologically predisposing to learn language, that is whatever the language as their mother tongue or other languages, they will be getting to learn that. And the idea of the language organ is also known as LAD. It's there automatically predisposed within the mind according to the views of nativism. And coming to constructivism, this is the latest schooling. Here in this schooling, if you see, means we are also using this type of methodology. In constructivism, if you see, means it's reflected on experiences. We construct, we build, we understand. We build the world by ourselves. We understand it and we go on with it. It is based on the type of learning in which the learner forms or constructs, or much of what she learns or he learns according to what he comprehends. So the important people here, if you see, means important psychologists or important proponents here in constructivism, the person as Brunner, Piaget, Vygotsky and Dewey. And now we will be seeing about the cognitive neuroscience. In cognitive neuroscience, it is totally full and full related with the whole brain. The mental ability what the brain is doing out with. All mental ability, if you see, means the processing related with knowledge, attention, memory, reasoning, computing, perceiving or sensing, all these things will be coming under cognition. And in cognitive neuroscience, it is the study related with cognitive process and brain activity. So, it's a process. We are going to know about what is cognition is, what is the brain activity in that. And then the potentiality, what it is has been hidden and how it will improve it, and what are the other things we can make it over through this cognition, how we can develop it, how we can enlarge the power what we possess within ourselves, what are the insight we can make it over, that and all we can see here. And next, if you see, means when and where activity is happening, and different techniques has different strength, spatial or temporal, all this can be seen in cognitive neuroscience schooling. And lastly, we are going to see about the positive psychology school. Here in this school means it is the latest schooling we can tell over also. So new approach to psychology. So very, very new. So coming on the 21st century only. This science is related with happiness. It is related with happiness of ourselves and of others. And with this happiness we are making our life worthy. So we all know that how long we are going to live in this world. So living in the world, how happy we want to be. That's the study it relates about. So scientific study gives us the strength and virtue that enables individuals to communities to dream. So how we are going to live, what we are going to make. And it was named by Martin Seligman in the year 1998. He was the president of APA also. And this psychology school totally relates with the happiness of that moment. When you feel that happiness for each moment, automatically you can enjoy the life. So positive science is a great science which brings happiness in each and every individual. Be positive. Thank you.